In the dusty archives of Ramesses II's Pi-Ramesses Palace, 1279 BCE, a scribe's lamp flickers over clay tablets bearing urgent pleas from Canaanite vassals, each seal stamped with unfamiliar divine symbols. Canaanite merchants trudged through Memphis harbor quarter in 1450 BCE, their amulets of storm god Baal gleaming beside Egyptian amulets of Set. At Thutmose III's victory celebration after Megiddo, 1457 BCE, captured Canaanite priests chanted hymns that echoed strangely in Karnak's courtyards. A goldsmith in Thebes hammered a pectoral in 1390 BCE, fusing Egyptian hieroglyphs with Canaanite Asherah's sacred tree motif. Queen Taya's private chapel at Amarna, 1350 BCE, housed a limestone stela showing Anat, Canaan's warrior goddess, wielding a scimitar beside lion-headed Sekhmet. Sailors from Byblos whispered tales of Yam-Nahar, the chaotic sea god, to Egyptian dockworkers at Perunifer harbor during Amenhotep III's reign. In Deir el-Medina's workman huts, 1250 BCE, a painter mixed pigments to depict Reshep, Canaan's plague deity, with Min's erect phallus on a household shrine. Pharaoh Merneptah's scribes recorded panic in 1208 BCE when Baal-Zephon's cult statue. At Beth-Shan's garrison, Egyptian soldiers offered honeycakes to Astarte's crescent moon symbol in 1300 BCE, seeking protection far from Nile crocodiles. A young priestess in Quantir wept before Hathor's statue in 1270 BCE, begging the cow goddess to bless her union as Anat blessed Anatolian warriors. 300 Canaanite weavers in Akhetaton's workshops threaded golden bands depicting Qudsu, the During Ramesses III's Heb-Sed festival, 1180 BCE, temple dancers shook sistrums engraved with Baal's thunderbolt beside images of Ra's solar bark. A Memphis stonecutter chiseled Kadesh treaty inscriptions in 1259 BCE, placing Reshep's gazelle horns beside Ptah's skullcap on the same divine register. At Ugarit's ruined archives, 1200 BCE, clay tablets listed Egyptian linen traded for bronze figurines of El, Canaan's supreme god, bound for Theban temples. In Seti I's Abydos temple, 1290 BCE, priests hesitated before altars where Anat's blood-drenched mace shared space with Anubis jackal statues. A caravan master counted 97 cedar logs from Lebanon in 1360 BCE, each stamped with Baal's bull emblem for Amenhotep III's Malkata palace columns. During the chaotic year 9 of Ramesses III, 1178 BCE, farmers blamed Reshep's arrows for blighted harvests once attributed solely to Sekhmet's wrath. Hittite envoys gaped in 1260 BCE as Ramesses II's physicians prescribed Anat's war cry as cure for battle fatigue alongside Thoth's healing spells. In Pi-Ramesses barracks, Libyan mercenaries sharpened Qetesh blades before Astarte's silver crescent standard in 1210 BCE. At Karnak's sacred lake, 1350 BCE, purification priests chanted Baal's epithet. During Akhenaten's heresy, 1348 BCE, Sun Temple artisans smuggled Anat figurines into Amarna workshops beneath limestone slabs. At Beth-Shan's Egyptian garrison, 1150 BCE, cooks placed Astarte's dove-shaped bread loaves beside Osiris grain effigies at harvest rites. Pharaoh Horemheb's decree of 1315 BCE ordered destruction of. A blind harpist in Thebes sang of Baal battling Yam-Nahar using metaphors once reserved for Set's desert battles in 1250 BCE. In Deir el-Bahari, 1400 BCE, Hatshepsut's sculptors gave the Canaanite goddess Qudsu Hathor's curled wig on a processional bark shrine. Merchants' ledgers from Ugarit, 1220 BCE, documented Egyptian gold exchanged for 120 Astarte statuettes destined for delta temples. During a Nile flood failure in 1200 BCE, farmers drowned a Reshep effigy in irrigation canals once reserved for Sobek crocodile sacrifices. At Megiddo's stables, Egyptian charioteers anointed wheels with Baal-Zephon's sacred oil before Thutmose III's Syrian campaign. A scribe in Ramesses II's court scratched out, In Amoru's hills, 1350 BCE, Egyptian envoys watched Canaanite priests sacrifice bulls to Baal using knives engraved with Anubis jackal. At Medinet Habu, 1175 BCE, Ramesses III's artists carved sea people's ships capsizing beneath dual waves, Yam-Nahar's chaos and Nun's primordial waters. A Theban widow buried her son in 1300 BCE with an amulet showing Anat shielding him as Isis shielded Horus. During Akhenaten's purge, 1346 BCE, priests hid Qudshu's ivory figurines inside hollow statues of Nefertiti. At Kadesh's battlefield, 1274 BCE, Hittite soldiers recoiled from Ramesses II's war cry invoking. In Tanis Temple, 1150 BCE, high priests placed Astarte's star disk beside Suthis' helical rising chart to predict inundation. A leper in Elephantine, 1200 BCE, touched Reshep's bronze spear tip at a desert shrine instead of Sekhmet's lion-headed statue. Pharaoh Amenhotep II's dream stele at Giza, 1420 BCE, showed Baal handing him a scimitar where Horus once offered an ankh. At Byblos harbor, 1350 BCE, Egyptian sailors tattooed Astarte's crescent between Khnum's ram horns on their forearms. During Merneptah's famine, 1205 BCE, Delta farmers drowned Reshep figurines in wine, blaming him for shriveled barley once attributed to Set. A Memphis embalmer in 1250 BCE wrapped a noble's corpse with linen bandages painted with Anat's shield pattern over the heart scarab. In Amarna's royal nursery, 1345 BCE, wet nurses sang Canaanite lullabies invoking Astarte's protection alongside hymns to Taweret. At Karnak's darkest chapel, priests burned myrrh before a basalt statue where Anat's snarling mouth merged with Sekhmet's leonine jaws. Thutmose IV's dream inscription, 1400 BCE, described Baal riding chariots of storm clouds where Ra once sailed solar barks. A Syrian concubine in Amenhotep III's harem, 1370 BCE, concealed an Anat amulet beneath her wig during Isis processions. During Ramesses XI's reign, 1100 BCE, Theban high priests listed. At Lachisha's siege, 1180 BCE, Egyptian archers shot arrows fletched with feathers dyed in Reshep's crimson pigment. A blind prophet in Heliopolis, 1280 BCE, foretold doom by. In Pi-Ramesses' armory, 1220 BCE, smiths inlaid Baal's bullhorns on chariot axle caps beside Sekhmet's eye motifs. During Hatshepsut's Punt expedition, 1470 BCE, sailors offered Astarte's seashells to Hathor at desert waystations. A Theban tomb robber in 1150 BCE ignored golden baubles to steal a lapis lazuli Qudzu statuette from a noble's sarcophagus. At Megiddo's grain silos, 1450 BCE, Egyptian overseers accepted Reshep figurine bribes from Canaanite farmers during tax collection. Pharaoh I's coronation robes, 1325 BCE, bore embroidered Anat maces crossing Neith's bows at the shoulder clasps. In Deir el-Medina, 1200 BCE, a dying artist sketched Baal's lightning striking Apophis where Set's spear once pierced chaos. During the Great Harris Papyrus compilation, 1150 BCE, scribes listed. A Delta child's burial in 1300 BCE contained a wooden horse, Reshep's sacred animal, nestled beside Shu's ostrich feather amulet. At Ugarit's last feast before the Sea People's destruction, 1190 BCE, Egyptian diplomats toasted with cups bearing Astarte's doves and Hathor's face. In Karnak's inner sanctum, 1070 BCE, High Priest Herihor ordered Anat's statues removed but preserved her name within Amen's epithets forever.